Hi everyone, Ainsley here from Small Fry Creations, where we tackle everything DIY. But this week we're not building, we're going on an adventure. Last weekend was the Australian annual Maker Meetup, which was held down in Melbourne this year, and the engineer and I travelled down for the great event. We went on some workshop tours, we went and saw some cool shops, we met some really great people, we made some purchases along the way. So let's roll the intro and go on an adventure.
I've been walking through the valley of the shadows. I let them tell me who I was. I've been talking myself up onto the gallows. Every time I tried to walk away, I couldn't make it through another day. Everything seems being up an uphill battle. I was trying to make it on my own, my way. You were knocking on the door that I've been looking for. It was right in front of me. I was lost, but now I'm free. And I was blind, but now I see that your love is better than life. Your love is better than life. But I ain't turning back now. It's never so amazed how your love is better than life.
Good morning everybody, we have made it to Melbourne. I'm really excited. It is Saturday, it's just before 9 o'clock and we are just finishing up getting ready in the hotel room, and then we're about to head downstairs to meet some of the other cool YouTubers and folks, and we're going to head off to the Timbecon store, check that out, hopefully make some cool purchases, and then go and visit some workshops before the main event tonight, which is kicking off at I think 5 o'clock, and we're going to go and do a maker meetup, which I'm really excited about. So let's head downstairs, go and meet some cool folks, come along with the journey and see what we can discover. We headed out with a bunch of makers, some of us being from Sydney, some of us from Melbourne, with our tour guide being Chris from Built by Chris. Our first stop of the day was Timbecon, and we don't have a Timbecon store in Sydney, so I was super excited to check it out. Upon walking in, I was instantly overwhelmed. I felt like a kid in a candy store, and I didn't know where to look, and I wanted all of the things. The store is fantastic with lots to look at, and you get to see all of the tools on display, which is awesome if you're looking to purchase something because you can touch, feel it and see it before you press the buy button. Phil from Gradually Wizardly, who is just an all-round great guy, took us for a tour through the Timbecon store. We got to see the warehouse, we got to see the offices and a little bit of behind the scenes. It was really a cool tour, and thank you Phil for showing us around. The engineer and I made our way around the shop, let's be honest, a couple of times, and then we stopped to make a couple of purchases. Let me show you some of the things that we purchased. We picked up a set of Narex chisels. Now, chisels is something that the engineer has been wanting for a really long time, so she was really excited to make the purchase. We also picked up my first hand tool. I'm gonna be honest, it's probably gonna be my first and only hand tool, which is a block plane. And the reason why I wanted it is because really, James from Fix It Fingers talked me into it. He told me that I could really do with one in the workshop. He showed me a couple of ways that I could use it in store, which I thought was going to be really helpful. So that's the purchase that I decided to make. We also had to pick up some engineer squares because the engineer was traveling with us, and we also picked up some stuff to clean the sandpaper. You had to pick up the baby glue bottle because it's just cute, and we also had to add to our Picker collection with a texter and a crayon because Picker's just a cool brand and we like adding to it. These are the purchases we picked up from Timbecon. We absolutely love them and I can't wait to start using them in the workshop. After Timbecon, we were back on the road and we were out to check our first workshop out, which was Mario, who is on Instagram and YouTube. I will be sure to link him below. I love seeing workshops that you see on Instagram and YouTube in real life. Getting to walk around the space, poke through the drawers is a ton of fun, and the inspiration that comes from those visits is instant. Mario recently got a CNC machine, which is on my wish list, but one of my challenges is space and where do I fit it in my workshop. And Mario has a small workshop, so it was really cool to see how he has it set up so that I can take some inspiration so that if I do take the plunge down the line, I've got some ideas of how I could fit it in the Small Fry workshop. We poked through all the drawers and I may or may not have picked up a new tool. Thank you Mario for passing along the Micro Jig Fit Finder. I'm gonna be sure to use this in the Small Fry workshop. And we hung around the workshop, talked for a little while, and then we were back on the road and off to the next stop. The next stop was checking out Chris's workshop from Built by Chris. Anyone that knows Chris knows that if there's a cool tool out there, Chris has got it. He's a great supporter of the maker community and it was super cool to check out the workshop. I got to try my hand at turning for the first time, and I turned a pen which I dubbed the community pen because both Chris and Vic from Down Under Woodworks helped in the making.
Can you feel it? Can you feel the thunder? Can you feel the love? It's coming through the walls and all the hearts are lighting up. Colors that bring you back to life. Dreaming inside a disco night. All my worries are gone. On and on. Watching the stars collide into the ceiling. Heartbreak high.
Guys, I'm just doing it.
Believe it. Heartbreak high is just a feeling. Dancing through all the pain you've been through. Ooh, 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 ooh. Forget all your troubles and all your other lovers. Tonight let's have a ball, 'cause all the hearts are lighting up. Colors that bring you back to life. Dreaming inside a disco night. All my worries are gone. On and on. Watching the stars collide into the ceiling. Heartbreak high is just a feeling. Baseline blue making you wanna move. Ooh, 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 ooh. Watching the light waves, I wanna believe it. Heartbreak high is just a feeling. Dancing through all the pain you've been through. Ooh, 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 ooh. Na 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 na, na 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 na. Heartbreak, heartbreak high. Na 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 na, na 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 na. Heartbreak, heartbreak high. Watching the stars collide into the ceiling. Heartbreak high is just a feeling. Baseline blue making you wanna move. Ooh, 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 ooh. Watching the light waves, I wanna believe it. Heartbreak high is just a feeling. Dancing through all the pain you've been through.
Wood turning was a ton of fun. I'm not going to get to do it in the small fry workshop because it's just a little bit too much dust for the engineer, but it was so much fun to give it a go, and I love how you can turn a piece of wood into something beautiful and usable really quickly. Thank you, Chris, for showing me the ropes, and Vic for all of the support and encouragement. I really appreciate it. We continue to poke through the drawers. We've picked up some maker swag, which Chris 3D printed. These are really cool key rings, which I now get to sport every day, which I love. And then it was time to head back to the hotel, have a really quick 15-20 minute rest, and then we were back in the car and off to the Maker Meetup. The Maker Meetup. This is what it's all about. As humans, I believe we thrive when feeling a part of the community, and for most of us, that community often feels at arm's reach because it mostly exists online. But when events like this happen and the community is brought together face to face, and you get a chance to chat to people and get to know the humans and hear the amazing stories of why they make what they make and why their hobby is their passion, you can't help but feel inspired and not alone and wholeheartedly supported. We chatted for hours about shop, life, and everything between. It had me waking up on Sunday morning feeling grateful and excited to get back to the shop and keep my making journey going. Starting to make and being a part of this community is honestly one of the best decisions I've ever made. If you haven't started your making journey yet, I encourage you to get out there and make something, because there is an entire community out here waiting to support you. I want to say a huge thank you to all the guys and girls that came to the meetup on Saturday night. Thank you for your kind words. It was an absolute pleasure to get to meet each and every one of you and talk shop and hear your amazing stories and share in your passion for making. Quite frankly, it's hard for me to put into words the feeling I walked away with on Saturday night. It gets me emotional and goosebumps just thinking about it. It was just an incredible night and so much fun. Being able to meet people face to face, putting faces to people that you followed online or talk to online and get to talk to them in real life. You just can't beat that feeling. Thank you for everybody that came out and made the weekend just incredible. I want to say a huge thank you to Chris from Built by Chris for being an amazing host for the weekend, and Vic from Down Under Woodworks for putting the whole weekend together, and a huge thank you to the engineer for running the camera and coming along with me on the weekend and sharing in this crazy journey with me. As always, you can help me out if you want to do that by hitting those subscribe and like buttons and continuing on this crazy journey with me, and I'll see you on the next one.